Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Madam, you're looking sweet. Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Theophilus Cornerstone, and I'd like to welcome everyone to this hall. By my time, in case yours is not correct, it's 11:30, and we want to start the distribution of gown and pre-section. So please, if you are doctoral fellow designate, can you stand up? Please, clarification, please. Doctoral fellow, not distinguished fellow plus honorary doctorate. Doctoral fellow. Please stand. Doctoral fellow. You are more than this, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doctoral fellow, please stand. If you are just coming in and you are doctoral fellow designate for this induction and investiture, please stand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doctoral fellow. Doctoral fellow. Doctoral fellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please be seated so that we'll know the people that are standing. Doctoral fellow, you are standing? Your auntie is also standing? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Uncle, are you standing? Okay, good morning, sir. Okay, sir. No problem. Doctor, I didn't hear you. He said what? I know him more than he knows me. Who does not know you? Good morning, sir. Today I will speak the Yoruba you don't understand. Yes. Good morning. What is good morning Yoruba? Ironi. Shaking, sir. Shaking, sir. Meet me in camera. 1, 2. Please, doctoral fellows, please stand. 1. Please count yourself. 3. You are doctoral fellow. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please, you can see me. The blue gowns to these 8 people. Please take the gowns and come back to your seat. The blue gowns, please. Blue gowns. Go. Fellows and members. Fellows. If you are a fellow designate here, fellow designate, please stand. Follow them. The blue gowns first for fellow. Follow those people going. Blue gowns first. Blue gown until the blue gowns are finished before we take the green gowns. Okay, don't worry. Me, I know myself. Okay, distinguished fellows plus honorary doctorates. Can you stand? We're expecting more than 40 people here. Distinguished fellows plus honorary doctorates. Are those ones clear? You have cleared everybody. blue gowns should finish first. Any other person coming now, give them the green gowns. Okay, please file up to go and take your gowns. Go to the back to go and take your gowns. Yeah, there's the sitting arrangement. We will ask people, don't worry. We'll ask people. Sir? Yeah, it's distinguished. Okay. If you have received your gown, can I see your hand up? Can you stand, please? Okay, please be seated. Good morning. Okay, I want to make we call it a pre-section. The reason, not session, section, S-E-C-T-I-O-N. The reason we call it a pre-section is that most of these things are expected to have been spoken in the time of the induction, but they are informal. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we give these information so that you will know what you came for. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are we here? First of all, we want to talk about the sitting arrangement here. It's not our responsibility to decide where you sit before the... I speak it past you. Okay. Now, I want you to know that for the purpose of this induction, where you are seated before the procession is not our business, but whilst the procession wants to begin, it's our responsibility that we tell you the sitting arrangement. It's our goal that the first 3 seats, or the first 4, based on the number of persons who are wearing the gowns, should stay in the first 4 seats. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that well-wishers can be, well, don't worry, God, sit down still until we are ready for the idea. The disturbance, you disturb us on radio and television. Me, I will disturb you today. So that's it. I hope you understand me. So this first seat, 1 down, the second seat, we will have to ask people who are not going to be wearing this gown to look for further seats behind. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that at least we'll have unison when it comes to the pictures. So in case you are sitting in the first 2 seats and you are not going to be wearing this gown, please, I would want you to please relocate another seat. In case we have more people coming to the induction with the gown, we will ask the 3rd people to vacate their seats. Unofficially, I'd like to recognize a very good friend of mine and a sorologist in the house. His name is Tolufa Gure. You will not ask me questions today. This man can ask devil questions. Please put your hands together for him. He's an actor and a thespian. stand up for recognition. Please put your hands together for him. God bless you. The next induction we are doing, we are going to give you a honorary doctorate. Thank you. Please sit down. When you will not look for us, we will look for you. And we have found you. Please put your hands together for Mr. Badmus. The goal of a honorary doctorate, are you listening to me, is for them to be able to shut up outside. So that you can, okay, let me give you the instance of what we are saying. These are the non-formal section. You remember I said it? This is where we can make the noise. Then later it becomes very, very official. Are you listening to me? I'd like to ask you, in case you own a bank today, and I just finished from a university having a PhD, don't you think I qualify to be your bank manager, the head of the bank? I look like it. You will not use my dress as the basis. Am I correct? The PhD in a university is called, please listen to this. I have already started. It's called learning or proficiency without practice. Am I correct? He has shown proficiency with research, but he's got no practice. And you cannot actually, therefore, ask your life to be reposed or the life of a business to be reposed on the person who went to use questionnaire. Are you listening to me? So that's why it's called proficiency without what? Practice. But another thing I'd like to let you know going forward is to let you know why it's actually a professional body that is supposed to confer honorary doctorate, not universities. A honorary doctorate does not confer educational excellence on you. I think you are aware of that. It confers honorary reputation on you, saying that your level of success in these three areas, number one, philanthropy. Why philanthropy? Because it's as though you are beating government in his job. Am I correct? A person who is philanthropic is actually beating government on his responsibility. And so I'd like to let you know that one man that's so popular with philanthropy in Nigeria today wears this kind of suit. His name is Dr. Tony Elumelu. He is not being recognized in the world with those big presidents because he's a banker. It is the impact of the Tony Elumelu Foundation that makes him to be able to sit and shake presidents. Are you listening to me? 3 days or 4 days ago, he was one of the people addressing our soon-to-enter governors or soon-to-be sworn-in governors in Nigeria. I think you know. He didn't stand there because he's probably chairman of Heirs Holdings. He is doing so well with philanthropy, and that's what the governors are expected to do. Come and teach us. You, who is not using public funds, you are doing so well. How are you doing it? That's why he came in there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for you who is doing well with philanthropy, you deserve to be here, to be honored. Number two is your career progress. Madam, good morning. It's your career progress. Your success so far with your career can earn you a doctorate. I hope you got what I'm saying. The next area of your honorary doctorate, apart from just philanthropy, is called contributions to society. These are the three areas in which you can be a honorary doctorate. Now, the Institute of Leadership, Manpower, and Management Development is not giving you a honorary doctorate. It's honoring you with it. You are being given distinguished fellowship by the Institute. When you enter into our records, our membership record, you will never see honorary doctorate on that record. What you will see is distinguished fellow. Are you listening to me? But a distinguished fellow in the class of recognition is also the same as honorary doctorate. Let me give you an instance. If you are working, okay, how many of you have heard about Johns Hopkins University? How many of you have heard about the Washington Fellow? Have you heard about it? Okay. If you are a distinguished fellow of that organization, hello, you would see names written like this, Dr. Princeton Johnson. Then you will see something written under, they would say, Johns Hopkins Distinguished Fellow. Doctor plus Distinguished Fellow. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that is how it is clarified. Now, I want to tell you why it is an institute that actually deserves the right to give you a honorary doctorate. How many of you want to hear that? Okay, for those of you who went to universities, please can you put up your hand if you went to a university? Okay, put down your hand. If you went to a university where you went to a social science, management science, or art science, can you put up your hand? Okay, thank you. You would realize that your social science faculty is called Institute of Social and Management Sciences, University of so and so. Am I correct? Am I correct, sir?
Yeah.
Or the legal faculty, the law faculty, instead of law faculty, you see Institute of Legal Studies. Am I correct? Do you know why they use the word institute? The reason is simple. If you don't put institute in your name, and tomorrow you want to give out honorary doctorate from that faculty, you won't be able to do so. Because you are not an institute. That's why if you are from a school where it's Faculty of Social and Management Sciences, the faculty cannot give you a honorary doctorate. It's only an institute that combines, please listen to this, that combines proficiency and practice. The first one I mentioned was what? Proficiency without what? The second one now, which is institute, is what? Proficiency as what? Because it is the practice that can confer an honorary on you. That based on his practice in the world, he doesn't have to do a research. He deserves it. Do you get what I'm saying now? But the deservedness, or what you want to call it, he may not be able to use it to teach, but society should honor him for it. Because his contribution is as good as the result we want whomever we have thought to have. Do you understand the principle now? So that's why Institute of Leadership, Manpower, and Management Development can give a honorary doctorate because, one, it is an Alpha University, APHA, a university formed by academics, professionals, humanitarians, and associational belonging. That's what is called Alpha. Do you get what I'm saying now? Based on the paper that the board of trustees of this institute showed me when I took on the responsibility of the director of membership services, when this institute was about being registered in the year 2016, the legal term used is permission to license the Alpha University Institute of Leadership, Manpower, and Management Development. Is that clear now? So a lot of you who are saying, which institute are you, which university are you affiliated to, is an aberration. The university is actually having to copy institutes in order to be able to give out a honorary doctorate. Now, if you got a honorary doctorate from a university, this is how the thing will read. It will say, Institute of Social and Management Sciences, University of so and so, by the supervision or the operation of the board, having been appointed so and so, is thereby giving this doctor of letters. Do you get what I'm saying now? The institute will come first before the university. Do you get it now? I hope I've made that very, very clear. Is that clear? The final one I'd like to let you know is that everyone who is seated here for which this award is about being given, you are already in our record and register of membership. So please put your hands together for yourselves. I want to say it is our interest to do a full investiture today. Yes, it's our full interest to do a full investiture today. But it is you I will pity, because the full investiture of an institute is 12 hours. So do you want to stay? I want to stay. It's you that I pity, because by the 12 hours, what we are supposed to do is speak all of your profiles and read it. And the well-wishers will say, "Is correct or is not correct?" If we hear "is not correct," we go drop and say, "Okay, they go." But we can as well do ourselves a favor to say, instead of us having to do that whole 12-hour investiture, we can do a summary investiture whereby you will believe that we have read your profile by allowing you to participate in our procession. Did you hear me? Because naturally, this whole place is supposed to stand up, and the members of the institute, as well as the management, will have a procession in here for us to begin. But if we allow all of us to pass through the procession, it's as good we have already read your profile. Do you agree? Do you agree? Yes. Okay, then if you agree, put your hands together for yourselves. So for those of you all who have picked these gowns, can you stand up? Please listen. If you are a doctoral fellow, please listen. And listen very well. If you are a doctoral fellow, madam, you don't marry? My wife is misbehaving. You have married? Oh, God. Good morning. That's the courtesy. You know, it's still unofficial. I can talk like this now. So this is what we are going to do. Please, Dr. Ramosele, every other person who is in, please come. Bring your gowns with you. As you see us dress, you dress. You understand what I'm saying? We're actually expecting about 75 persons here today. Okay, the final one I want to say is this. Please, this is our 22nd induction. We have been here since the first. Please, it is not the institute's responsibility to provide your pictures for this session. Okay, I hear me. It is not our responsibility to provide you pictures of this session. Are you listening to me? It is very, very important. We still have 8 days. We can still do something. You know what that 8 days mean? Thank you. Please, that's just a joke, but please, it's not our responsibility, because we don't want to get back after the induction and people start putting calls. I want my pictures. I want my pictures. It's sometimes very, very annoying. Please.
I did to dedicate a photographer.
Yes, do your photographer here.
No, what I'm saying, the institute will at least dedicate a photographer.
Okay, I am a photographer. Come on, take me. Listen. Everyone in the class of doctoral fellow and member, these gowns you are on rent for this gown till this induction expires. Are you listening to me? And you are expected to return this gown with a fee of 5,000 naira. Please, the nylons we have given you and the way the gowns were in the nylon is the way we want you to return them. I stopped being what do you call those people who iron and dress clothes? I stopped being a dry cleaner 27 years ago. So please don't come and dump it on us, please. Is that taken? For those of you who are already distinguished fellows, the gown belongs to you. You don't need to return it, except otherwise. Thank you. So let's. I'd like to ask a question now. I can see all of you wearing the gown. Hello, please. Please listen. Please check the logo on the gown. Is it clear enough? Can you read it? The purpose for asking it, I will not tell you. But is the logo clear enough? Okay. Hello, please listen. Listen to this. If you are fellow, Oga come. If you are fellow and doctoral fellow, this is how what you are wearing should look like. If you are distinguished fellow, please come, sir. This is how what you are wearing should look like. So please, let's quickly do the differentiation. If you are doctoral fellow designate, no, the way you wear it is okay. Distinguished fellows, your hood should look like this. Doctoral fellows, your hood should look like this. No. Yeah. Are you doctoral fellow or distinguished? Okay, turn it, please. It's okay. You have to remove it. Are you doctoral fellow? Yeah, turn it. Turn it. Hello. We'll give you another one. Yeah, go there and tell them. Are you doctoral fellow? Yeah, you would. Oh, yeah. This is barely close. Please can I have a Yeah. Thank you. That was when I argued it, but they didn't agree.
Did you finish everything?
Wow. Okay. Okay, now please, finally, everybody that is not, please come. Where is Dr. Emeka? Please come. No, you're wearing it. Please help him. You're right. Mr. Tolu Fagbure, you will not come and take picture with me, I'll offend you. Where are you? Where is Mr. Tolu? You have go? He has not taken picture with me. Oh. Okay. This is the only informal time. After this time, it's okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please watch me. Finally, please. Where is Reverend Dr. Tony? Okay, see, if your color of gown does not look like this, let this thing go to the left. Go to your left. If your color of gown is not looking like this, hello, is that clear? If your color of gown is not looking like what you can see here, please let this particular part go to your own left hand side. August, we will ask you to the left, take it to the left. Everybody to the left. Now, the next one, the reason why we are not looking forward to using this hall has arrived now. There is supposed to be a procession, and what's it called? The lift can only take five people, 10 people. And so we cannot do that downstairs. We are supposed to do a procession into this hall. Hello? So we are going to use this hall for the procession. Are you listening to me? So, bro, find where to carry that thing there. Should we do it on this side? We have, even if the procession reaches from here to that level, we have to do it. You get what I'm saying? So please, let's do it this way. Madam, good morning. Okay? Just line up. Yeah, line up. Oh yeah, line up. And the lining up, please, this is how it's supposed. It's the reason I'm here. Oh. Hello, I like this job and I don't want anybody to sack me. You get what I'm saying? And you know this thing is being televised to. There are international persons on this induction here today, and some are watching, so everything has to be complete. You understand what I'm saying? Please all come. Take it. Everybody on your seat, please. You stand here. Do whatever the commissioner is going to do. Please come this side. Please do this. Okay, please. We will therefore ask you to vacate your seats so that the other people can sit down. Please, we are sorry. Oh yeah. That means sit, vacate the other seat. It should start from there, please. It should start from there. Your well-wishers can sit after you have been seated. To that side. Please vacate the next seat in case this seat has been taken. Please vacate the next seat. Bless you. No. Sit down. This is the one you are taking now. No. You are not using this. Please, this four seats will be for us. But there are seats being vacated for you. Before well-wishers can sit down, you should be fully seated. Another seat awaits you there. Okay, take your stuff. You can't sit here again, sir. We are sorry. Please. Is everyone on a seat spot now? We didn't say on your seat. Okay, please come here. Still here. Still there. Okay. Hello. We want this whole place free. Everyone taking pictures, please come and let's sit down. Let's stand.
All right, thank you so very much. Can we just have a seat, please? So you're welcome to the 22nd Induction and Investiture for the Institute of Leadership, Manpower and Management Development. My name is Dr. Charles Eromoseli. I'm the Deputy Director for Communication for the Institute. And so we're really so glad to have you here. So this is the Institute of Leadership, Manpower and Management Development. And I'm just going to take the call to assembly. It is my privilege to assume this room suitable for investiture purposes on the directive of the Chairman, Board of Trustees. May I start this proceeding of the 20th investiture of the Institute of Leadership, Manpower and Management Development? Yeah. All right, thank you. May I therefore welcome everyone in this room officially to the 22nd Induction and Investiture proceeding of the Institute of Leadership, Manpower and Management Development, holding this day at the Best Western Hotel. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this distinguished institute is a premium global prestige professional body of the following people: top executives, coaches, administrators, business consultants, human resource practitioners, development specialists, and spokesperson. Now, who are we? It's very important that identity is very, very defined. So it is very important that you know that this institute is Africa's prestige professional body of leaders, development specialists, management experts, business persons, and human resource practitioners. This is a professional body of astute career executives, public persons, government and not-for-government persons, and diplomats. It is also a professional body for business and management consultants, professional spokesperson, training and development specialist, and coaches, be you a life coach, an executive coach, performance coach, or business strategy coach. Now, by design, we are distinguished by, we have some things that actually keep us at, or rather has actually made us one of the foremost places that everybody wants to identify with. And by design, this is what the Institute is all about. First of all, the first thing is what? Industry. Can we all say industry? We believe in industry. We believe in enterprise. Now, when we talk about industry, we are talking about what? Manpower. If you've understood the third industrial revolution and the fourth industrial revolution, you will notice that things are beginning to change. But as a people, if we don't begin to adopt the principles that are important for sustainability or sustainable change, what will happen is that we will be operating in the third industrial revolution in what? A fourth industrial revolution. And that's actually where Africa has found itself. But I'm so happy to let you know that this is what the Institute stands for. To bring you up to speed, to understand where industry is and how you can be foremost in terms of industrial power. Then the second thing is what? Enterprise. Can we say enterprise? Enterprise talks about what? Management. Very key. Whatever is not managed will definitely, the result of that will be mismanaged as well. So we also we're interested in enterprise development, management, till everyone can become a level 5 leaders. For organizations, everybody say organizations. The most important thing, you will bear with me, if you are a captain of industry or someone that has actually been able to oversee certain sector, you understand that one of the most critical parts of every organization, one of the most critical parts of every sector, in terms of whether it's an MDA, ministry, department, or agency, or whether they are private, leadership is what? The hallmark of those places. And then the last one is for society. Everybody say for society. Development. Very important. So these 4 things are very cardinal to this particular institute. Now there's something we call LEAP, we call the core values. We don't believe in just, any institute can just wear you gums, okay? And that's it. Any institute can actually certify you. But for this institute, the reason why we have more people that have not just experienced the institute, but they have gone out there to become pace setters, and I believe that our honorable doctor is actually going to make mention of some of those people. We have people in the top and high places that are doing excellently well, because we don't just believe that you should have what you have today, but you should have it as a lifestyle. And so this is the lifestyle of the institute itself. And there are 4 things. We saw everybody say LEAP. Very simple, and I'll break it down. The first one is what? Love for productive progress. May you never be a leader that after you finish your tenure of office and you leave, nobody ever remembers your name. Am I making sense? So because it means at the end of the day, you want to what? That needs to be not just an ingredient, it needs to become a lifestyle of what? Progressive what? Progress. Am I making sense? So the question is that the moment you leave this room after this investigation, I want to promise you that the rest of your life is going to become the best of your life. You know why? Because people will no longer put you in offices just because they feel you should occupy those offices, but there will be a demand on your person because of what? Not just progress. Progress is great, right? How many of you agree? But the progress has to be what? Productive. Is that clear? And so that's one of the things that is a very major core value of this particular institute. Then the second thing is what? Can we read it out? Excellence as the what? Cost of work. No longer how much they are paying you. No longer what you did in the past. So if some of you are very careful, you notice that majority of the leaders we have now, the only thing they talk about is what they did about 10 years ago, 5 years ago. How many leaders right now can be able to tell you that the laurels, academic laurels, the whole thing they did, how many of you can really be able to say, let me keep that aside, what am I doing today? Some of our leaders cannot even mention their past because they know the kind of ills and a lot of things that happened, okay? But at this institute, one of the most important things, if your name must ever be mentioned in any contract, be it government, international, or whatever, it must what? Have that ingredients of what? Excellence. People should place a demand of you, not because you are qualified, but because you are what? Excellent. Am I making sense? Very important. Then the next thing is what? Always winning, not in one way. One of the things that this institute have been known about is that giving you certificates, dressing you is very great. But one of the major things, if you've been, I believe there are some of us that have been in some other investiture. Please raise up. I know I saw some people that have been in previous investitures before. You will hear doctor always say something, and that thing he said is very key. He talks about even down to your family. So always winning means that if you win at your workplace, can your driver driving you say you won in your relationship with him? Am I making sense? You find yourself at the Marriott, or you find yourself, you travel to Dubai, and you find yourself in most of these SQ or anywhere in the world, and you are happy to go, you happen to go with people. Are you the only person that the spotlight is on? Or can somebody see on driver and say, it's like there's excellence in this person? Obama said something several years ago when he came to Africa. He was talking about powerful people versus what? Powerful systems or institutions. So always winning means that at the end of the day, same thing that your staff can say in the office, that my boss loves his work, that's the same thing that your wife If it's a husband that's here, that's the same thing your wife should say about you when somebody, asks her a question. Or if you're a husband here, that's the same thing. If you're a wife here, that's the same thing your husband should say of you. Not that somebody is saying he's a great man, he's one of the most important person I've seen, and then they ask your wife and you say, forget about him. No be that man, just forget about him. Am I making sense? So please, none of our sections here, there are going to be questions where you need to ask yourself very important question, because once that title doctor have been attached to your name, it is not a title, it is a responsibility. Very importantly. So can you truly ask yourself while you are sitting, am I winning in all ways? In the home front, am I winning? In my finances, am I winning? In my business today, am I in the present front of where businesses are today? Or I'm still operating business like 5 years ago? So can you ask yourself that question realistically? And can you answer yourself? Or can everybody say, I will do better? I didn't hear that. It's not loud enough. All right. The fourth one is what? Can we all read it? No. Wow. I've never seen. Imagine your account now. Somebody sends you 100 billion. Sorry, I wanted to say naira. Somebody sends you $100 billion to your account now. I want to promise some people will faint. Am I true or true? Yeah. So I don't see why you will get to the wow and just say wow. And nobody gives that kind of money. Just say wow, thank you. So can we read it with so much force when we get to that last part? Productivity beyond wow. Again, productivity beyond what? Wow. Very important. Clap for yourselves. So please, no longer should you just be productive, but let your productivity get to a level when they look at you and they say, are you really a Nigerian? Am I making sense? Are you really an African? Okay. So thank you very much. So those are the core values. LEAP, LEPP. Can we say that productive progress, love for progress, excellence as the cost of work, always winning, and productivity beyond wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'm really so excited to bring one of the most important pace setters where this institute is concerned in, adopting the right values, the right principles that have kept us at the peak of institutional practices, not just in Nigeria, not just in Africa, but right now having a global representation in everywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor this very beautiful day to make welcome no other person but the Director for Protocol, the Director for Membership, no other person but Mr. Come on, let's put our hands together for Mr.
Thank you very much. I didn't want you to mention my name because I have done over 56 videos to a lot of people who are seated here, and a lot of times you will have heard me say, my name is so-and-so, Director of Membership Services, and by extension, the spokesman for the institute. Am I correct? Okay, so Dr. Babateye is held up because of the rain. He is supposed to take this process, so I'm just going to help him to do it. You accept? Do you accept? After we have conducted what made you to go outside to do that profiling, it's almost possible for us to say we are engaging in a summary investiture. You get what I'm saying? Is that taken? I hope you can hear me. Okay. So for the purpose of this investiture, this is the established protocol. The chairman, board of trustees, board of patrons, the board of management, distinguished fellows here present and designates, doctoral fellows here present and designates, fellows here present and designates, executive members designate, full members designate, associate members designate, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen. May I ask if your name sounds like this? Mrs. Veronica Ogulu, please can you stand? I have been asked by the Board of Trustees that you be nominated into the Board of Patrons of the Institute. So please put your hands together for... And so because we are not people who do things by... We are not people who tell you to tell you so that you will know what to do. Are you getting me? We will just... have you heard it from me before. I'm not a pastor. Have we seen before? I'm not doing that this morning. This is your first time of hearing it? Okay, so yes or no? Should I go back to them to say you declined or you accepted?
I accept with full pleasure.
Okay, thank you. We will write to you to tell you what it entails. Please put your hands together for... What is his name the other time? What was the man's name we mentioned just now? That was wearing gown. That was wearing English. That was wearing military. Yeah. Mr. Dan Suleiman, can you please stand up? I have been asked to recommend you to be one of our board of patrons. I don't know if you accept or you decline. Okay, please put your hands together for... Please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that's going forward for the purpose of this investiture, all protocols duly observed. Can everyone please stand? Everyone who's wearing the same gown like mine, please stand. Everyone. It's a color difference. I'd like you to read. It's very important that you read so that people downstairs will hear us. For the purpose of ILMMD, we want to adopt the institute. Is that taken? Okay, so want to go. The institute, you repeat after me. The institute is the premier, global, and prestige professional body for leaders, development executives, specialists, business experts, spokespersons, practitioners, administrators, consultants, entrepreneurs, politicians, philanthropists, ambassadors, coaches in every social endeavor, and who utilize leadership, manpower, and management as their most indispensable resources for development. Please, you will stand while I tell you the mission and the vision of the Institute. First is to be the foremost prestige professional body for everything leadership, administration, and development in Africa and beyond. To be the foremost professional body for the certification of spokespersons in development endeavors. And last but not the least, our vision is to develop our members into the most sought-after leaders, experts, executives, consultants, coaches, and spokespersons in leadership, manpower development, and management practices. I would want us to read the last together. To develop. I can't hear you. Our members into the most sought after leaders, experts, executives, consultants, coaches, and spokespersons in leadership, manpower development, and management practices. And so please, if you have not been standing erect, please do. And I'd like you to place your hand like this. I can't hear you. Is everything leadership? The ILMMD is everything administration. The ILMMD is everything development. Can we say it again? The ILMMD is everything leadership. The ILMMD is everything administration. The ILMMD is everything development. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Be seated. Once again, my name is Dr. Theophilus Cornerstone. I am the Director of Membership Services for the Institute of Leadership, Manpower, and Management Development. In order not to take your time, we took an informal section to explain to us what the Institute represents as Alpha University. Am I correct? So I don't have to waste your time on this. We also let you know that we have everything leadership, manpower, management, development. I want you to know that the direct membership cadres of this institute are member. If you're a member, say here. If you're a member in this place, say here. If you're a member wearing this gown, I want to hear you say here. Doctoral fellow. If you're a doctoral fellow, say here. Distinguished fellow plus honorary doctorate, say here. Each is arrived at based on the educational level and years of work experience of the recipient, or a myriad of contributions to society in view of philanthropy, politics, enterprise, and general developmental strides, which may or may not be traceable to a career path. There are certain people who didn't go to school, but the impact they have on society are more than people who went to school. One such person is by the name Dr. Maduka. That man is the CEO of Coast Charity Motors. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to therefore let you know the mission of the Institute, in which I'll give a little speech before we go into the decoration proper. Our mission is to solidify upright contemporary leadership, manpower, and management development practices across careers and corporates. I'd like you to pay attention to the word upright. Upright contemporary leadership, manpower, and management practices. And for us, the word upright is key. To solidify upright contemporary leadership, manpower, and management development practices. Seated here today might be people who understand the value that comes with being recognized as a leader. And you want to utilize that opportunity to the highest. You want to take advantage of the opportunity that comes with being called a leader, and the benefits, the emoluments, every other form of accolade that comes with leadership. You want to embody it. Am I correct? Am I correct? I also would want to say, some of you seated here today may also not just know what leadership is. It's true you want to take advantage to be a beneficiary of what leadership portends, but you may not know truly what leadership is. The reason is not far-fetched, because our mission says our goal is to solidify upright leadership practices. The word upright is key to leadership. And I will just take a cue from what is happening at the political scene. Upright leadership is key to success of a nation. But I want you to never forget this statement. In case you are listening from any platform of this institution, please, I'd like you to note this statement and never forget it. You are lucky as a nation if your leaders are your politicians. But if your politicians are your leaders, you are doomed. A nation is blessed whose leaders are its politicians. A nation does not have to be cursed. It's already. If its politicians are its leaders. The reason is because the politician is looking for the next election. The politician is looking for the position and the resources. But the leader is looking for the next generation. The politician will tell you what he's done in the past, but the leader will tell you what needs to be done in the present and in the future. The politician has followership. The leader is lonely. And so, ladies and gentlemen, at the crossroad of Nigeria today is the absence, the near absence of the word upright in our everyday behavior. The man who is the head of the organization wants to steal the organization dry because of his children. And I want you to also listen to this statement in case you are listening online. If you prepare the future for your children, when they get there, they will squander it. But if you prepare your children for the future, when they get there, they will make something. And so we are here today with people who call themselves leaders, and all they care about is how to prepare a future for their children. Anytime we want to do an induction of this nature, we always choose very prime places to use. We wanted to use a place called Marriott, but last minute we could not get the place. The reason is because when you go to a place like Marriott, you would see white people like water. We wanted you to be able to go to that environment and see a mix of whites and blacks to tell you that there is still opportunity in your country. Your country is the world's headquarters for poverty, but these white people are saying money is on the streets where you are seeing squalor. It's the reason why we decided to probably say let's do it there, but last minute we decided to change it to this place. Why? Because facing us here is a place called Eco Atlantic. And if you can just look at it, you can see the wastefulness of a people called Nigerians. We are waiting for the buildings to rise. Hello? The buildings haven't risen, and no land in Lagos, and there's no farming on the land. You will go to up north to do irrigation for food. Beside you is water that can water the plants, and you are not farming on it. And yet buildings have not risen on it. And you are calling for international investors to come and buy land you are not already utilizing. It's the absence of leadership, but the presence of people who are called leaders. Please, if you're seated here today and your goal has been to utilize the opportunity that comes with being called a doctor, unquestioned, you lie. Our goal being here is to make you understand that the absence of uprightness in the practice of leadership makes you a dictator. And so in the Institute of Leadership, Manpower, Management, Development, there are three words, key words that we use to describe whom our type of leader is. Number one, blameless. The leader is someone who is what? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. The leader to us, we should look his front, look at his back, look his behind, look his right and center and say, this young man is blameless. Why do we have to call you leader? Why do we have to bestow that respect and honor on you to call you leader? Because you are getting results, and we look at your track record. You have never broken a rule or a law in order to be rich. So that's why we say he is leader. That when we see what you have achieved for yourself and the principles you have utilized, you qualify to be someone that we can direct our children to say, that man, his lifestyle, his capability, his work style is worthy of respect. That's why we call him leader. But what do you see in Nigeria? The guy cuts corners, not cornerstone. He cuts all the corners in the world, makes money from unjustifiable means. And then we now reward him with the best position. The next thing we want to talk about as the next word to describe whom the leader in the Institute of Leadership, Manpower, Management Development should look like is this. When I was coming today, I passed through some very important, what you call downtowns, roundabouts. And I saw some statues in some of the roundabouts here in Lagos. The rain was falling. We wound up our glasses so that the rain wouldn't beat us. The guy on the statue didn't care about the rain. The rain is heavy, but he don't care. You can even go to him on that statue and say, move away. He won't listen to you. Go. He won't talk to you. Why? Because the statue. And if you're very crazy as a driver, go hit him. You will know that you hit the Lagos State government. Why will they put that human being on that statue? Where our office is Ibadan. There's one man whose statue is very, very critical in that Ibadan. Let me tell you, no matter how you want to expand the road, as long as a statue is there, when you finish, you must return him back. The name of that statue is called Mobolaji. He used to be an archbishop. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why they made him a statue is because he has got a status. And that status is enviable. That envy can make the younger generation to ask questions. So that when you are driving as a father on the street, your son can say, Dada, who is that person? And then you can start to narrate for them the success story of that man who didn't cut corners, who obeyed the principles of success, and now he's a leader to behold as a statue. Well, we may not have to call a leader a statue, but there's something that brought status to statue. The word character. Are you sure you're not looking for this gown only? If this gown only is what you brought here, please accept that you join character with this gown. The word character is a very, very serious word in both English and maths. What is character? Please write it down. It's the word integer. Once you say something is character, it means unchanging. So the English language has characters. Am I correct? You can speak yo man, yo. No matter the way you want to speak English, you can say here, I've come and did it. The characters that form your English will never change. That's how a leader is supposed to be. A person who is blameless, full of character. The next one is something that should also startle you, whom the leader that is wearing this gown is supposed to look like. It's the word, please write it down, selfless. Selfless. I can't hear you. Selfless. Now, the English language is not correct by that word. It says selfless. Am I correct? Meaning, in this thing, myself is lesser. That's not what it said. That's not what it said. You didn't get it. This is what that word said. Selfless. Selfless, not selfless. Selfless. What does it mean? That in the time and the opportunity to discuss about the success of this man, hello, when you check him, nothing about that success will face him. You didn't hear what I said? Hello? Before February 25, this year, someone in this state told us everything about Lagos
that he was the builder of the Lagos. And so we now said, let's check him if he's selfless. And then we will check that house and say he's his own. We will check that house and say it's his own. We will check the other one and say it's his own. We will check that one. That's not selfless. You understand what selfless is now? When you see the success of a man, when he's being judged, and you look at everything, and you say, wow, this man is what? Selfless. I know of a place called ENUG, whatever you use to complete it, that's the business. I also know in a place where they call ANAM. If you want to complete it, that's your business. I checked the WAEC results and the JAMB results of this year. I still saw someone who is still selfless with the results. You didn't get what I said. When you get home, you will understand. That after 8 years of this man living power, hello, the selflessness is still following him. You don't get it. Did you get what I just said? I'd like to ask you, when you go back to your organization and you are gone 12 years after, can we still look at it and say, that man was truly selfless? He died in people. If you are blameless and with character and you are not selfless, I'd like to tell you the type of leader you were. You were the type of the leader of the old Western region. Those guys were blameless, they were with character, but they were not selfless. And the reason why Nigeria is on this path today is because of the old people who ever ruled the old region of Western state. I'd like to give you an example. We have declared this room our own, am I correct? I'd like to let you know, if you are traveling your way from, if you are traveling your way from Oyo State to Ijebu-Ode, the only thing you will see on the streets, on the side of the road, are thick woods, am I correct? Do you know that? Thick forest, thick wood. Do you know who owns it? A man with leadership that was blameless and with character, but wasn't selfless. Whatever you are to this word, AWO, is what it is. Blameless, with character, but what? Was selfish. And so today, I'd like you to know, in case you read the news this morning, and it was a try you read, with whatever you add to it, try, B, whatever you read, and you added it to it, that paper used to be selfless, used to be the leader's paper. It had character of the Western region. Today it's not selfless. It now belongs to the people. Who brought it up? There is a land in Oyo State. In case you've driven to Oyo State, there is a shopping mall sitting on that land. It used to belong to the government. When they wanted to build that mall, they called it the Ibadan Mall. After building the mall, they yanked out the name, what is Ibadan Mall, and put it ShopRite. It became private. It was a man who knew the importance of blameless, hello, with character, but selfish. A lot of people who are seated here today came with that mind. To utilize what leadership has got in order for this gown to call me blameless. He has the character to be promoted, but inside of him or her, he's selfish. I'd like to explain to you what selfishness is and what the kind of wickedness selfishness brings to a people. 6 people went to rob. How many people? 6 people. I hope you can hear me. 6 people go for the kill. It's called robbery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the rule is each of us will escape with 2 bags of money. And they succeeded and escaped each with 2 bags of money. Where they were all coming to converge, hello, the lead guy saw everyone drop two bags each. How many bags are they supposed to have? 12. The following morning, at the next count, they saw that 4 bags are missing. And so the leader of the gang, holds the gun and says, who stole the 4 bags? Because If you don't tell me who stole $4 now, somebody will go down. I'd like to ask you, what form of stupidity is that gang leader proving? You went to steal. You went to maim in order to have a largesse. And you are blaming the people who joined you to do evil that they are now stealing? What wickedness are you practicing? We went to rape 4 ladies. And then one day, your daughter is raped. You are saying fire for who raped your daughter? Does it ever mean that the wickedness of society, the people who cause it don't want to participate in it? How can you expect the man who won a governorship, hello, who won a governorship by stealing the votes or whatever position he won, to expect an ADC to be trusted? Are you silly? What are you thinking? What you didn't have, you want to purchase? How can a man who bribed his way to becoming the MDC of the organization now expect all of us to deliver with our sweat for the prosperity of the organization? I don't know how humans think in Nigeria or anywhere in the world. This is the only place where illegality will bat legality, and then we now expect the legality to straighten up the nation. That is sickness. Dr. Charles, that's what? The man who destroyed the systems you brought in to be elected, you are giving him the responsibility of straightening up the system. And I am asking myself, how will he therefore repay those that helped him in the process? A nation is doomed when its systems are compromised by the people who are leading it. I want to say it again. A nation is doomed when its systems and laws and rules are compromised by those who lead it. Fortunately, you want to join in the group. Because when you are called a doctor, the first day is child's play. Doctor, doctor, the dog. Madam, after today, till you die, that's just your first name. Doc. You will start getting used to it in 3 months' time. In 6 months' time, whoever did not call Dr. Veronica, you will not know it's you they called. I'm serious. What did I say? In the next 3 months, when your brain must have adjusted to this name, you will realize how punitive it is not to call you doctor. And so there are 3 things I'd like you to be aware of. 3. How many? Number 1, beware of your appetite now. Your appetite. If you think this gown is about how to fill your appetite more with all your desires as a human, please rethink. We are wearing you this gown so that from this day forward, you know there is a role from you, expected from you in society to discipline your what? Appetite. Whatever is not welcome by society, please leave it to your private life. There are 3 levels of life: the private life, the personal life, and the public life. So whatever is your appetite that is not disciplined to this day, please let it hide in your private life. Appetite is key. It needs discipline. The next thing you should be aware of right now, please listen, is the word praise. A lot of you are going to describe yourself one day by this statement, in case you didn't hear me well today, or you didn't imbibe what I said. One day you'll be faced with, and I pray it's not going to be you. You may be faced with having to tell somebody, it seems he doesn't know who I am. in the future, you will have to use that word to describe yourself, it means you are really unknown. I put it to you here that you are a silly man, a silly woman, you are really, really very unknown. If you have to remind people that you are not known, you are really unknown. Did you hear what I said? Because being a leader is like being a woman. Basically, if you have to tell me you are a woman, I will have to look at you again to be rest assured you are. Being a woman is already glaring you are one. Am I correct? If you have to let me know you are a woman, you need re-examination. Being a leader does not carry better quality than being the leader. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you this. Everybody you saw as management staff of this institute are wearing the same clothes. Am I correct? I have resources to buy the better. Ladies and gentlemen, the name I bear, Director of Membership Services, is enough. Whatever else that makes me above the people I'm leading makes me stupid. Don't you know it is a privilege to lead people who have the same blood like you? And you are asking for praise. Unfortunately, it's not praise you're asking for. You are asking to be worshipped. Die with your person. I know that the people who are listening to me want to take the certificate and to oppress. I am Dr. Falarumo Jagudu Jara. How are you? Can I see your boss? Tell him I'm here. No humanity. No sense of humanity. No. No. Once humanity is out of your reality, you are dead though you live. The next thing, please, I want you to talk about, and please beware of. Hello? Please, the first one I said you should be aware of is what? Appetite. The second is what? Praises. This one is very critical. Beware of those you admire from this day. Beware of those you admire from this day. Because the pit that a bad leader digs is never a pit, hello, that is fully covered against him. Can I say it again? The pit that a bad person does is never a pit that is fully covered that he can't fall in. I have never seen the child of a man who steals from society. I have never seen that child live a fruitful life. I don't know how the universe distributes it. Your father is stealing the nation dry. Hello? The money will ruin you. The first thing the money will give to you this universe is created in such a way that whoever is contributing against it cannot benefit from it the most. Can I say it again? This universe called Earth is such that whoever is degrading it the most cannot be said to benefit from it the most. Just give it time. How do you describe the child of the rich who stole his way to the top? Vagabonds. Please, I know what a honorary doctorate can do. We gave you an honor. Please don't bring a dishonor to it. It just starts by using the capacity it brings on you to start cutting corners. You will know that the longest distance between two straight points is a shortcut. When you start cutting corners, you will know that the longest point to a circle is when you want to take a shortcut. You will also know that the most difficult part of a circle to clean is a dot in the middle, because it ends up ruining the whole circle. Ladies and gentlemen, don't play with the leader himself. The divine is the leader. Whoever utilizes the opportunity that leadership brings goes up. Whoever decides to usurp the opportunity that leadership brings, you know what he does? It's like a man who jumps. You are coming down. It may take 100 years for you to come down. The jump might be, it was so high that it's your children that will come down. You didn't get what I said. A man can jump. Here. Pooh! It was bad wealth, people's wealth that took him up. Hello? While he jumped with his children. Hello? He can die and be buried at the top, yet he still jumped. Somebody's still falling down. It can be his children's children that will be the one that went down after. And when his children's children are finally down, look back at history. It is not something you would want to hear about that family. Don't amass wealth with evil, because evil never departs from the house that housed it. So I'm praying for you, and I'm asking you that 29th is coming. That day will come, because a lot of people have asked me that question today. That day will come as a date. What did I say? Nigeria will change button, or may not change button. I want to ask you one very, very simple thing. If you will not suppress others with this honor that you are given, honor will never depart from your house. I am not praying. I know. And I want to stop with this final explanation. There is this behavior that a lot of women are known by. And I want you to listen, madam. It's almost possible for any woman to be given money to go to market by his or her husband. Am I correct? Let's say it gives you 25,000. It's possible to spend 20,000 and come back home with 5,000. Am I correct? And not tell him. It's very, very possible. A lot of women do it. Check the women who do it. And check the life of the family. Yeah? You will see that in such families, the grace for prosperity is far. You know why? The foundation is embezzling. As small as that. The foundation is the woman. She's an embezzler. As small as that nonsense that women don't think about. The foundation now is embezzler. Okay, if you think what I am saying is not true, it means you were given 25 million naira in your office to execute a project, you kept 5 million to yourself. Can we take it further? You were given 250 million naira to execute a project, you took how much? 50 million naira of it. That's what we are saying. Society does not change because you got into a position to change it. Society changes because you are coming from a family where change had taken place before. So, the only thing we would ask you to start doing from this day forward, please write it down, STRICTNESS, strictness. Be strict with everything. I always make a joke of this. The reason why women wear trousers and any skimpy things today is because the first house where the woman wore trousers out, that man did not kill that woman. Did you hear the joke? Did you hear the joke? I always make a joke of it, that the reason why a lot of women now wear trousers, skimpy dresses, is because the first house where a woman wore trousers out, the man did not discipline her. Not in my house. You don't want to go out with the one I say, sleep. A lot of women will still have been sleeping today rather than dressing bad. There's nothing wrong with trousers, hello, but it gave out to the woman to be able to now show, I can dress like this, almost naked. I know of a woman, she proved that she can cook for 100 hours last week. They have not been able to prove by the result, by the one who gave the result. Are you listening to me? But I saw a picture of her birthday yesterday. I said, is this one I'm celebrating? Results without value? You cooked for the world to celebrate. You are naked for the world to see. Nonsense. I still like her feet, but I don't like the feature. Hello? So please, the only thing we want to dash you here is that as you go back with this certification, know that the only thing that makes a man go up and never come down is the principle of strictness. Strictness. I thank God for the parents I have, because I will never have been here today if I didn't have strict parents. If you want to do that, you will excuse me first and go and do it outside. As long as you are still in this house with me, that word will not be tolerated here. In fact, my grandmother was so good, a look in the eye of the right, of the left means a different thing from a look in the eye of the right. When you visit an uncle or you visit a neighbor and they bring food, a look in the eye of the left says a different thing from a look in the eye of the right. Today, your son will say, stop looking at me. Bring the food. Society can never be better than the leaders make it. Society can never be better than the leaders make it. Today, you are being recognized as that leader. Please don't make society worse. Thank you for listening. I want to ask a question. Any question from anyone for a clarification? Any question, please. Society cannot be better than the leaders make it. Though, final one I want to say you should be aware of is the word compromise. Is the word what? I can say this in a relaxed mode now. The word what? Please listen. I always say this one from a relaxed point, because I need to also tell you what our board chairman asked me to say, and it's an issue about compromise. And I'm going to use an experience I had 3 weeks ago, no, about a month ago, whilst preparing for this. We went to buy some materials for the purpose of the institute, and it happens to be where these Hausas sell things. Wonderful man, but he has a sales girl. We bought so many things, but we didn't finish payment. So I said, please give me your number. When I come pick it, I will pay. When I got home, sir, a number of an account was sent to me, and when I saw it, it is this girl's account number that she sent. Are you listening to me? Not the company's or the Oga's account. So I called. Please, it's the principle of compromise I'm explaining to you, and I'm using myself. So I called. I said, hello, how are you? Said, fine. I saw an account number you sent with your number. Is that the account I should pay into? Someone say investigation. And he said, yes. So, sorry, she said, yes. I said, wow. The last time I checked, sorry, please, can you confirm for me? Are we owing you? Is there anybody who made a promise to you? He said, no, nobody. I said, I thought I probably said I was going to send money to you for the help you helped us. He said, no, sir. I said, okay, what is this one for? Because I could probably say, so am I correct? He said, please, I will send you something to appreciate you for what you did. And the lady was really very, very hardworking. She said, no, that the balance that remained is the one you should send into that account. I will send it to my Oga. I now said, okay, thank you. Now this is where compromise came. I called the call and called her back. I said, so and so, how are you? Fine. How many months have you been working in that place? She told me. I said, can I ask you for a favor? She said, yes. I said, I want to sleep with you. Did you hear what I said? I'm saying it on. I want to what? I want to sleep with you. She said, Oga, why now? I said, both of us have decided to compromise. The account you sent to me is not supposed to be your own. So that they will not drive you from work tomorrow because I'm coming to your shop. If I sleep with you, you will not have to lose your job. He said, sir, I can't do that. Then suddenly she realized that she has compromised. Oga, it's an error, sir. I said, you will explain that to your boss. How many times have you sent it as error? Your boss will know tomorrow. Okay, sir, please, can I ask you for a favor? I said, what favor? You are trading favor to, if it's okay with the favor I'm asking from you, I will consider it. He said, please pay half of what is remaining. Okay, shut up. I'm talking about compromise. Once a man has compromised, he can do anything. You are shouting as if it's not happening in Nigeria. What is happening in Abuja now? Okay, you have vexed me. I'm serious. Okay, this is the only institute that is not playing, no. Hello. He says, I'm sorry, I'm only shouting to the people, not you. You get me? And then suddenly, you understand what regimentation is now? It's your lifestyle. Am I correct? Then I said, I should pay half. He said, yes. So which account should I pay half? He said, send it to me. I will still say, I will know how to cover the other one. I said, no. Help us cover everything. Guess what she said? Okay, no problem. I said, okay, I will still ask you to send me the account of the owner. You get me? I will forgive you. He said, oh, thank you. I said, not just forgive you, but there's something you will now do for me. He said, what? I still want to sleep with you. He said, but I thought we have passed through that. Then I said this statement to her. I said, a sinner, hello, can be forgiven. But compromise, once remembered, needs to be paid for. Compromise, once remembered, needs to be paid for. Let me tell you, the wrong person will be the president of Nigeria, God forbid. I tell you, oil and gas, crude oil can be selling for $250. But if the person that was compromised is the one in power, there are countries who will buy it from your country for $50. Because like that girl, you need to shut up because you are compromised. Your secret is with us. We even want it free. This is a nation where we have an Opel quota of 1.8 million barrels per day, and we can hardly produce 1.2 million. And over 800,000 of those barrels remaining are stolen. Why? They were not stolen. It's persons of compromise that is in places of position. Like that little girl, I finally was able to call her and say, see, you do not have to do this. Once you are compromised, or once you compromise your position, you are telling the universe, never allow me to be successful as this company. That's what you are saying. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that if you have this position and you compromise, there are only 3 ways we know very fast in the institute. Number 1 is by scandal. Scandal will always tell us that you have compromised. In case you are wearing this uniform and you still want to have a girlfriend, an affair like me, please do it private life. This is a hotel. Hello? Bring the lady to this hotel. Lock your door inside the hotel. Your words against her own. True or false? Not kurukere. So that if society catches up with you and say, where were you on this particular day? The hotel can at least show evidence. True or false? Number 2, the way you take care of your children's school fees can be compromised. If by any chance or any means your children let us know that since you became a doctor, that is now wuga wuga, you don't want anybody to rise beyond this honor that came to your house, and you are no longer paying their school fees, we will withdraw this honor. Because this is the least honor that is supposed to be in your family. You have been the leader that makes it possible to rise above any limitation based on this cloth. It is the reason we ask you to retain it. Because it is called a family evidence. On the day you are buried, that gown and this cloth will follow you to your burial ground. If you have in your will that they should bury it with you, they will use it to dress you. If you have it in your will that, please, on my death, call the Institute of Leadership, Manpower, Management Development, I want to wear that gown to die, to be buried. We will make another one joyfully for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything you are collecting here are part of your obsequies. So don't play with the opportunity that leadership provides. He's a fool that is already called a leader, and he's scheming for the future of the children that will be squandered. Thank you.
Come on, I think it deserves more than that.
Can everyone who is wearing this cloth stand up? Want to take the oath? That's the last thing. Before we take the oath, I'd like to let you know that the honorary doctorate you collected, that you are being honored with, you didn't pay for it. The distinguished fellow was what you paid for, their gown and the investiture. An honor can never be paid for. Is that correct? Yeah. But if you feel this honor is not prospering your cause in the future, and you want to now honor the institute back, it's called contribution to the society. And we will be willing to receive that from you any time from this day. Is that taken? Yes. But for those two of you that were given the opportunity of being patrons today, I will speak to you privately. Are you listening to me? Most of the things you are seeing us use here is people of your caliber that make the provisions. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because a patron is actually someone that is a father you can run to. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Thank you. So, the way we will take is going to read it. Our director of legal services is not here. So, because of that, you're going to do it. We're going to do like this. Are you listening to me? If the director of legal services was here, you will know. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, you will say I and put your name. But when you get to a place where it says, do hereby solemnly accept to be, you will mention, there is no honorary doctorate, I told you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Theophilus. Okay, so we can be set. So do we have our hands? Right, okay. So when I say I, you mentioned him yesterday. I, Dr. Charles Ramoseli. Some people are calling my name. You call your own. Don't compromise. All right. I, call your name. According to the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as explained in Comma 1, Article 59, 1990, and extended to the Institute of Leadership, Manpower, and Management Development, via same, as well as according to the bylaws of the Institute of Leadership, Manpower, and Management Development, having satisfied the requirement for membership, I do hereby solemnly accept to be Koyo, to uphold professionalism in every role I play, using the Institute of Leadership, Manpower and Management Development, certification and membership, and to show utmost integrity in my dealings with others in view of the Institute of Leadership, Manpower and Management Development core values, and to contribute to the development of the Institute of Leadership, Manpower and Management Development in obeying its preferences and bylaws. So help me God. Thank you.
Please put your hands together for yourself. I said put your hands together for yourselves. Now that you have taken the oath, who is a distinguished fellow here? I want to ask whether, I want to know your name better. We want to know whether we will ask you, you don't know what you are doing. Distinguished fellow? Should we tell him what to say now? I hope he knows how to address himself. Can I help you? Okay. I am also a distinguished fellow of the Risk Institute by reason of the work I do. So I am Dr. Theophilus Cornerstone Okonofor, distinguished fellow of the Institute of Leadership, Manpower, and Management Development. Is that taken? Did you hear what I said now? Though I have a PhD, but I am using the honorary doctorate the Institute bestowed on me. Are you listening to me? We are a professional body. We are an organization that eats the produce that we make. Hello? Hello? If you are producing water and you can't drink it, that's trouble. Abi? That's why the Institute deservedly bestowed on us distinguished fellows of the Institute. Is that taken? To my right is the Director of Communications for the Institute. His name is Dr. Charles Eromosele. To my next left is Reverend Dr. Tony Abang. He's representing the, are you listening to me? He's representing the stakeholders, the Board of Trustees of the Institute, both persons. This, my brother here, is Pastor Dr. Emeka. He's also representing the stakeholders of the Institute. I and Charles are representing the management of the Institute. And my core responsibility here is the handing over of the certificates to you. And the core responsibility of these two persons is the handing over of the plaque to you. You see the difference? One will hand over the plaque to you, the other will hand over the certificate to you. Now, I work with persons in this institute. Please, can you come? For those of you who have been listening to Mr. Emmanuel on this side, because not every other person is here, are you listening to me? So the people who are here, this is Mr. Emmanuel. He's our Chief Data Administrator. Please put your hands together for him. How many of you did Emmanuel talk to? It came to a time, someone called me and said, the number of persons who speak to me are up to 4. I said, of course, if it was a thief that was speaking to you, it's only one person. There are 4, so that you don't have to remember what the other person said. Am I correct? Am I correct? Please, our head of membership services, I don't know whether he's an administrator or a career photographer, but he's a wonderful guy. His name is Mr. Benjamin Ife-Oluwa. Please put your hands together for him. I have 2 ladies with me in my department. I don't know where they are right now. They are not married yet. Are lawyers. This is Miss Abigail. Please put your hands together for these people work. This is Bolanle Deborah. Please put your hands together for. Before we give you your certificates, please sit down. You people, we are doing your paparazzi in our presence. We will also ask to take pictures here fully before we can present it to you. Am I correct? You give us the right to do so. Oh. And there's another person that I have not missed. I didn't see his face. He's the Mr. Fix-It of the department. His name is Mr. Alex Owoicho. Please put your hands together for him. I'm very, very glad and grateful for working with you guys. So please, I'd like to say here, if there's going to be any challenge with the spelling of your name or any need for correction, the Institute will bear it. For me, are you listening, sirs and ma'ams? You know we are now members. You have taken the oath like me too. Am I correct? Let me tell you one very important principle. Once we have done your roll call, hello, with the name and the way it was spelled, it's almost impossible for us to change it. Because if we change it, our system recognizes it as though it's a new person we are bringing in. So what we are able to do is to try and do the correction at the printing point. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that it not be as though we are substituting name. For every of the number in your certificate, the institute pays for it. So once we want to change, are you getting what I'm saying? It takes us to a new number, and that's a different thing entirely. That's why some of you must have been sending us messages 3 or 4 times. The roll call still shows the way it shows. And when you call, we say, don't worry. When you get here, you will see it didn't reflect. Do you understand what I'm saying? So please, in case there's any one person who's still reflected like that, I take the blame. We will send the things to you the way they are supposed to appear. Am I understood? Thank you very much. So please, we want to take our official pictures. Please, can you all come? I also want to recognize one of our most dependable vendors. Please stand up. Mr. Ajiboye, please come here. He is one of our most dependable vendors. You will know that it is vendors that do these plaques. Am I correct? So this is the one that does our media work. Please put your hands together for him. If you call him in the rainy season, he is coming. If you call him in Hamatan, he will be there. Please, thank you very much. Please, I want us to take pictures. I beg, this thing, you will drop it now. At least for today, be an administrator. Yeah. No. I'll have played the runs. Stay with them today. Come. They will watch us. This is my life. This take it. Yes. Mr. Ajiboye, please take this picture. And if you can get somebody to come on. Both of you can just stay here. You know, in trying to believe whether we are scammers or not scammers, in case you say, how do I believe this organization is not a scam? And they send this picture to you. Anybody speaking to you must have been from among these people. I am this in the picture. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So it's very, very important. So please, all distinguished fellows, can you stand up? All distinguished fellows, all. Please go behind this. Not doctoral fellows or distinguished fellows. This place must contain you. Okay. From here, go back to your seat first. We'll take it twice. Let's. You from here. Not bad. You from here. You move up. Move up. So that the pictures can be reasonable. Okay, you can stay there. I would have loved to stay.
Babatunde Abiola. Ajero Thompson Innocent. Ajero. Oladele Oladotu Surajudeen. Are you here? Surajudeen. Agbola Ayodeji Babatunde. Are you here? Can you just say yes? Imaingbe Clifford Osaje. Clifford Osaje. Is he here? Engineer Michael Chukuma. Chuku. Are you here? Chuku. Shope Oluwa Bukola Dorcas. Bukola Dorcas. Oni Oluwa Somi Emmanuel. Tunde Victor Lawrenson. Tunde Victor. Anthony Emeka Odigbo. Tofio Jacobs. Amahese Charles Uwajai. Amahese. Jacobs. Adetomi Adewale Adeyinka. Adetomi. Are you here? Ashaju Olasende Blessing. Abiola is here. Okay, where is he? Abiola what? Sure. Okay. Fellows, please bring fellow. Oju Folayo, John. Please come. Michael Iyobosa Osunde. Ayemi Blossom. Is he here? Samuel Akele. Chinedu Barnes, are you here? Sulaiman Omobolanle. Oluwasegun Emmanuel Ojo. Are you here? Benjamin Adelaja. Hill Esther Olufumilayo. Okay. Machoko Rebanre Moses. Honorable Ambassador Japheth Loveday Dublin Green. This one out. Mustafa Demola Sadiq.
Has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. That's why I give
Omika
him
De,
for every day
Olatunbosun
by talent
Olukayode.
gives him the strength to pursue his dreams.
Oyedele
Born
Olumide
Vita,
Ebenezer.
strength to dream.
Oyedele. Oladokun Sarah Oluwatoyin. Are you here? Obasi Emmanuel Adukbo. Adeleke Vincent. Olugotun Segun Adebayo. Members. Please, members. We are sorry. That's the rule. That's the rule. Adeleye Olusoji Michael. Adeleye Olusoji Michael. Joseph Akinpelu. Ajala Olumide Timothy. Ajala Olumide Timothy. Adekoya Adebowale. Are you here? Waje Roland Ikechukwu. For we are jolly good fellows. For we are jolly good fellows. And so says all of us. 3 buzzers for the distinguished fellows. You don't want me to hand over your stuff to you. 3 buzzers for the distinguished fellows. Now, if you are a distinguished fellow, please come and join at the back. Everybody, all of you. So, no. A lot of you go to the back. The way of presenting this is different. Please go to the back. Go to the back. Everybody to the back. So far your face is not covered. We are going to call your name and give you your plaques, each of you. Are you listening to me? Do you understand what I'm saying? You saw the pictures where you saw people hold their plaques. You saw it. Those are our distinguished fellows. We are going to give you your plaques. As we call your name, say, I am here. They will come and give you. Did you hear me? Then after that, all of you will go back. It is myself, himself, and only that will be here to give you people your plaques. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you got what I'm saying. The certificate will not take us more than 5 minutes. So please carry them down here. Carry the distinguished fellows down here. Abdullahi Mustafa. Don't bother, Oga. Yawa, bro. Veronica Lebula Ogulu. Okpala Emmanuel Uchenna. Ijoma Ude. Charles Nwabuisi Ayoka. Jackson Miles Unyoho. Hamzat Adetono Abiodun. Adekunle Abiodun David. Fọláhàn Ọláyínká Gabriel. Odele Babatunde Jamiu. Dan Suleiman Idris, Engineer Martins Chokum Mezier, Lukman Ade Wale Jimo. Please help me extend it. David Adedeji, Omo Miwa. No, don't worry. We are not receiving it yet now. This is distribution. Tiwa Tokpe, Omaremi, Tewa Tokpe. Okay. Idoreyin Friday Basi. Idoreyin Friday Basi. Idoreyin. Kafayat Remilekun Adekombi. Congratulations. Kasim Ademola Jimo. Ayegbusi Francis Adebayo. Olaniyi Samson Ajayi. Good Light Chine Merem Diribe. Ude Francis Obina. Michael Anyasi Okudili. Chineye Jerry Ama. Sir Adegbenga Olufemi Badejo. Sir Adegbenga Olufemi Badejo. Sir is not here. Adetunji Samuel Adebanjo. Adetunji Samuel Adebanjo. Is it okay? Christian. Dr. Abel Magwabu Ogoneku. Sumaila Saidu. Ambassador Wanchuku Uzoma Placid. Dr. Adebowale Gbenga Samuel. Okike Omeaku Opea. Oluwafemi Esan. Okafor Emeka Joseph. Lawal Tajuddin Bukola. Enobong Loretta. Gospel Mendian Johnson. Any other person remaining? Is there anybody that not received? Please check your names and see. Okay, thank you. Can you please just arrange yourself for the first picture? David Adedeji Omoniwa. David Adedeji Omoniwa. Are you here? Are you here? Please come. Oka for Emeka Joseph. Are you here? Please come. Ajayi, are you here? Olaniyi Samson Ajayi. Now, as we are calling the certificates, if you want to take this picture with them, you can come and take it. You can, in case doctoral fellows want to take private pictures like this, they can. Olaniyi Samson Ajayi, where are you? Please come. Well wishers that want to take pictures, you are free. Good light. Diribe, good light, Diribe. Are you here? I'm taking your picture. Theophilus Cornerstone. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, sir. Folahon Oluyinka Gabriel. Are you here? Please come. Please, can Mr. Emmanuel and Mr. Ben report here? Odele Babatunde Jamiu, are you here? Jackson Myers Nyoho. Roland Ikechukwu Nwaje, are you here?
Enobong Loretto. Okay. Chineye Ndawi Jerry. Chineye Ndawi Jerry. Chineye. Dr. Adebowale Gbenga Samuel.
Dr. Abel Ogonegbu.
Dr. Adebowale Gbenga Samuel.
Ogonegbu. Emmanuel.
Ijeoma Ude. Ijeoma Ude. All right, ma'am.
Ogonegbu, please.
Thank you. Ambassador Uzoma Placid. Placid, are you here?
Okpala Emmanuel Uchenna.
Placid.
Okpala Emmanuel Uchenna.
Okay, congratulations. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Yeah.
Kafayat Remilekun Adekombi.
Oladeji Idowu Bankole. Idowu Bankole. Okay.
Oluwafemi Esan. Mr. Oluwafemi Esan.
Bina Olotu.
Dr. Adeshikpe Dele Gabriel. Dr. Adeshikpe Dele Gabriel. Michael Ayansi Okwodili. Michael Ayansi Okwodili. Okike Omiaku Ofia.
Babatunde Abiola Seriki.
Amzat Adetono Abiodun. Adetono Abiodun. Amzat Adetono Abiodun.
Thank you.
Ezioke Christian C.
Clifford Osage.
Ezioke Christian C.
Clifford Osage.
Ude Francis Obina. Adekunle Abiodun David. Dr. Charles Uwabusi Ayoka. Dr. Charles.
Hello? Don't worry, we'll reach you. Okay.
Adetunji Samuel Adebanjo. Adetunji. Engineer Martins Chukwumize Ogochukwu. Engineer Martins Chukwumezi. Kazim Ademola Jimo. Mr. Kazim Ademola Jimo. Kazim Ademola Jimo. Tewa Tope Omaremi Onosoya. Mrs. Tewa Onosoya Foundation. Gospel Mandy Johnson. Gospel Mandy Johnson. Mr. Gospel Mandy.
Hello? Please listen to this information, please. Please listen to this information. As we are giving you these certificates, endeavor not to laminate them. I want to repeat. These certificates are not to be laminated. We have already put a protective foil on the certificate. You don't have to laminate it. It can be like this for another 50 years. The protective foil protects it. If you laminate it, you will destroy the anti-counterfeit. And if you are traveling out of the country and you are filing this as one of your papers, it will not be recognized because you have something to hide. That's why you laminated it. A certificate should be able to, are you getting me? We can do physical examination of the certificate. Is that taken? This is a protective foil already on the certificate. I hope I am clear.
Ayegbose Francis Adebayo. Ayegbose Francis Adebayo. Veronica Lebula Ogulu. Veronica Lebula Ogulu. Ekweme Esther Oluwakemi. Ekweme Esther Oluwakemi. Ekweme Esther Oluwakemi. Not present. Oladele Oladotun Sirajuddin. Tofio S. Jacob. Tofio S. Jacob. Tofio S. Jacobs. Shope Oluwabukola Dorcas. Shope Oluwabukola Dorcas.
Dayton.
Am I is a Charles? What day? Am I is a Charles? Am I is a Charles?
Emmanuel Oluwasegun Isaac. Isaac, are you here? Emmanuel Oluwasegun Isaac, are you here?
Yeah, you can. Thank you.
If you have taken your certificate and you want to take your leave, you are free.
Thank you.
Now,
Dominic Chinedu.
please listen to this. I spoke to the people who are fellows and members today. Drop your gowns, oh. Sorry, fellows, members, and doctoral fellows. Doctoral fellows, and members. Please come and drop your gown. I can't pay for your gown, no. And we told you that you are renting that gown today for 5,000 naira. Drop it with the money, please.
Dominic Chinedu Ononiba.
Chinedu, distinguished or doctoral fellow.
Dominic Chinedu Ononiba.
The gown.
Obasi Emmanuel Adupo. Obasi Emmanuel Adupo. Obasi Emmanuel Adupo.
Distinguished fellow.
Ajero Thompson Innocent, are you here?
Obasi Emmanuel Adupo.
Asaju Olaseyinde Blessing. Anthony Emeka Odikpo. Oni Oluwasanmi Emmanuel.
Obasi Emmanuel Adupo.
Oluwasanmi Emmanuel. Emmanuel. Oluwasanmi Emmanuel.
Obasi Emmanuel Adupo.
Oh, please, another thing I want to tell you. Listen to me, oh. Hello. For those of you who have not submitted your documents to us, please do, oh. If tomorrow you have a challenge and we cannot recognize you by the documents you submitted to us, we will write just what you have brought. Oladokun Sarah Oluwatoyi. Oladokun.
Omigade Olatubosun. Over here. Thank you very much. Mustafa Ademola. Hill Hester Olufumilayo. Oladokun Sarah.
Yeah.
Playground is the ultimate push setup. Custom instruments, effects, and controls which turn Push into a creative powerhouse. With Push Playground, you'll play, produce, and perform with Push like never before. The Playground Live set is a finely tuned race car. Access thousands of sounds ludicrously quickly with effects and mixing tools at your fingertips. No reaching for the mouse or keyboards, no menu browsing, long loading times, or rabbit holes, just making music. Playground doesn't stop there, however. Included is an extensive video guide, a series of creative
Michael
challenges,
Iyabusa.
walkthroughs, and a beautiful community of fellow playgrounders. The Playground Guide goes in depth into every feature. Learn creative
Michael?
tips for production and performance, and ask questions.
Ojutalayo for
Playground
Lion.
challenges are your invitation to make your own music with Playground, and if you like, share it with the Playground community or with the world. You'll join me as I take on these challenges myself, sharing my whole creative process with you, how I use creative constraints, take ideas forward, and do so in a state of flow. The Playground community is already showing amazing, beautiful examples of creative support and kindness.
Please, don't carry my gown away, oh. Fellows, doctoral fellows, and members, especially those wearing blue and the ones we gave green. Doctoral fellows, please don't carry my gown away.
I wish I would have had over the last 10 years of producing and performing with Push. Playground is more
Chinedu
than instruments and
Ononiba.
sounds and effects it contains. It's a platform and it's a place. I hope it can be
Chinedu
part of your creative-
Ononiba.
part of your creative quest. I'm so excited
Mr.
to
Chinedu.
in
Chinedu Ononiba, please.
hear what you make with Playground.
Thinking of going on vacation? With Waka Now Pay Small, there's no stopping you. Just make a minimum 25% deposit and pay the balance in installments at your convenience. It's that easy, so make that dream vacation a reality now. Visit www.wakanow.com. Waka Now. Let's go.
Please, doctoral fellows, we want our gowns back, please. I beg. I don't have the money to pay for those gowns. Yes. It's distinguished fellows that are not supposed to return. Doctoral fellows, and members, you are expected to return your gowns. A doctoral fellow is the person who paid 155,600. You didn't pay for the gown. Please. Suleiman Omobolanle Oju Olakpe